Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Misscliks D&D Devotion. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I am super fantastic. As you can see, I have new digs. Just moved in yesterday. And,
Oh,
It's like your house? I thought you were visiting someone.
I do
Way
not
too
own
nice
this
to be your
property,
place,
but I
no?
am staying in this property for 6 months. And
Well, then it's your house.
It's my house for the time being.
Wow, that's an
Yeah.
awesome looking house.
It
wait,
looks really
you have
nice.
to move again in 6 months?
When my wife gets accepted into grad school, then we are going to move to wherever she's going to grad school. I think I counted it last week, and I've moved like 11 times in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But enough
Sorry
about
about
that. What have you guys been up to? Anyone do anything interesting or fun?
Yeah, look
Yes.
behind me. I got a new setup. Hooray!
Yay!
Look at you.
I'm actually
Over.
becoming a professional streamer.
Yay!
Yay!
Live. Yeah. I am so tired I'm loopy today because I just got from Washington, D.C. because I was streaming from the White House.
Oh.
Yay,
Whoa.
crazy. I
Did
look
you
at
meet our new
pictures.
president-elect?
No. He does
Wait,
not
he
yet
wasn't
live at the
here?
White House.
Did
Did you get to meet the previous president or the?
Unfortunately, no, he didn't stop by. But I did get to interview. I did get to interview the Chief Technology Officer of the United States and the Administrator of the United States Digital Service and a Policy Advisor for the Office of Science and Technology, which are all wordy names that basically mean people who think about and make technology for the United States, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was
It
your
was really
favorite
fun.
moment from the weekend?
That's really hard.
A favorite
mean-
moment.
One favorite moment that I had actually was Eric Martin, who is that policy advisor I mentioned. He gave a TED talk a while ago about how he got through depression and anorexia by playing World of Warcraft and connecting with people in community over World of Warcraft. And that kind of inspired us to do a segment about how, because the whole stream was about, I'm distracted by this music.
Sorry, I just thought it would be nice to have something in the background.
Is there a way to change the volume for me? I guess I have to do that in my volume settings, right?
Yeah, that'd be a separate Discord setting.
Yeah.
You're super loud.
I did not mean to interrupt your
I'm
story.
sorry. I was
There's
trying
a
really
whole
hard to ignore it.
orchestra rocking in the background.
There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah. That's Kellen and Kess playing in the background. But yeah, so he kind of inspired this segment that I did with Okadrian and Ammunition, because the whole stream was about healthcare, but we took a moment to just say, hey, a lot of streamers deal with health issues that aren't physical, because you think of healthcare and you think of like, ow, I broke my arm, I need health insurance. But a lot of times people need treatment for things that aren't as visible as that, and a lot of streamers and gamers deal with depression, anxiety, and a lot of other mental health issues. So we talked about that really candidly, and it felt really nice and like community and open, and we got to talk about that in the White House in between playing video games. And so there was just this feeling of like being connected to something bigger than myself, which was awesome. And then, I think other than that, like gaming wise, I think my favorite part was the Street Fighter show match, because we had Justin Wong played Snake Eyes, and then Mike Ross and Gutex commentated, and they were all wearing super dapper suits. And they just looked bomb on stage at the White House with their fight sticks in their laps and their really awesome suits. So it was really fun.
Wow. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Well, we're all super proud of you. And
Thank you.
V, why don't you top that story?
The only thing I can say that would top that, and it's not even a happy story, I saw a truck burning completely on the freeway today. Like, it wasn't even just like the hood was on fire. The entire thing was on fire, which was actually kind of scary. Like, I was driving by on the freeway, and then people were merging over. Some car hit the divider, and then I don't know what happened with the truck, but it was just completely on fire and probably about 60% burned up.
Wow.
Completely. So,
Yeah, awesome.
luckily, I didn't see any ambulances, which means nobody was in it, or at least they got out before it went up in flames. So that's the good part. But
Jeez.
yeah,
Do you have any idea what they were carrying?
What do you mean?
Like it
the
wasn't.
truck?
Yeah.
It was just like a pickup truck.
Okay.
Oh, I thought
It
you meant
wasn't like no, it wasn't like a semi. That would be even worse because I wouldn't even want to drive near that thing because if that thing blew up, then see everybody around it. But yeah, nothing other than that. I've been in California and I'm going home tomorrow.
Yep, you would know that from all the trucks you've blown up in H1Z1.
Just working on glass this week, doing a lot of commissions and stuff before Christmas, and starting back fitness streams up soon, so that'll be exciting.
Oh, can I respond? Guild Chatter in chat just asked, is it true that Anna sat in Obama's chair? I want to tell you guys this story because it's hilarious. Because we were in this auditorium where President Obama does give addresses to groups of people. And we were in just this backstage room that's, right next to the stage where you wait before you go on stage. And there were just these two normal looking kind of like beige patterned chairs. I didn't think anything of it. I'm sitting down in it and I'm furiously ripping pieces of my notes up and taping them onto note cards with gaff tape because of some earlier snafus that made my notes not print correctly. So I'm like ripping gaff tape. I've got little sticky pieces of things everywhere. I've got a bottle of water and I'm just like making an arts and crafts mess in this chair. And then someone comes up to me and is like, Anna, the Secret Service came by and they just said like, it's okay if you sit in that chair, but it's the boss's chair. So don't mess it up. And they're like, and by the boss, we mean Obama. And I was like, this is Obama's chair? Like Obama's butt goes here? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, so the rest of the time I was so terrified because I tend to be a little bit of like a messy person. Like I just like, I spill things easily and everything. So, I know. So I was just like, don't be the gamer that messes up Obama's chair. But yes, so I did sit at Obama's chair.
I'm sure they could have cleaned it if anything happened, but yeah.
I don't know. The story was, who knows if it's true, but the story was that he once sat in gum right before a briefing he was going to do, and he got really, really mad. And so that's why everyone's really worried about any kind of food being near his chair because of that incident. So luckily I wasn't chewing gum, so we were good there.
Oh my.
That's awesome.
Man, you guys have such good stories too.
What about you guys at the bottom of the screen? How's your week been? Mm-hmm.
I went to the Boston Rager last weekend, so I left work on Friday afternoon with 2 other coworkers, and we drove for like 6 hours, road trip style. Then we went to Boston, like real Dota 2 fans. We sat in the crowd for like 12 hours during the finals day. And actually, all the matches were pretty bad all day, to be honest, except one. Like, they were all really bad, like one-sided 2-0 matches, and I was kind of falling asleep in all of those. But then the finals arrived, where it was like, I know most people probably here don't follow Dota, but just so you can understand why it was awesome. It was OG versus Adfinem, which is like a Greek team that at least I've never heard of in my entire life. And they were really, really like intense and into it and emotional. So you kind of wanted to like cheer for them. So they were really the underdogs. And they just got 2-0'd. And it's like the last match to like save themselves. It's a best of 5. And then somehow there was this one match where they actually managed to win. And like it was like a 50-minute game and it kept changing sides. And at the end, it was like the guy went invisible, and then he had to give this one hit to the Nexus, and he was the last guy in his team. And the opponent had like this gem to detect the guy that was like right next to the Nexus, but they didn't pick it up, so the guy just did the one shot, and it was like, anyway, it's really good. So that's my story.
Wow.
Watch that match, even if you don't like Dota. At least like the last like minute, just for the commentator going like, he's like screaming like, well, yeah, it sounds like a woman is screaming, but it's a guy. It was pretty good.
Oh, I think I saw that highlight somewhere.
Yeah, people signed a petition on Reddit to ask for the release of his face while he was like screaming like a baby. It was really, really good. That was my highlight.
What about you, Trump? What was your highlight?
Just setting this all up. Other than that, I've been doing a lot of mad science with cards. It's been good.
Getting that value.
Yeah, trying to get value. Sometimes they get the value off of me because they hit my face and then I die, but it's all in the name of science.
The meta has been crazy this time around for Hearthstone.
Yeah, this set is very cool.
Oh yeah, the druid deck I'm playing right now. Oh my gosh, it's probably the coolest thing, like the combo that I found out about is probably the coolest thing I've ever played in Hearthstone in like the 2 years I've played Hearthstone.
Oh, look at you! Finally not playing Scumbag Tempo Mage. Good for you.
You act like that's all I play, Mr. Zulok.
Wow. So, who remembers where we were last week?
Also, I wanted to show you guys how cute my dog is wearing a hoodie right now. Look at her cute little hoodie with her pocket.
Aww.
Isn't she adorable?
Yes.
Totes
So
adorbs.
cuddly right now.
Maybe your character should get one of those.
She has to wear it so she doesn't scratch her shoulder. It's not just because I force her to wear clothes. Anyways, moving on.
Right, Anna. Cute excuse. I like the effort.
Anyways, in the story, the well-known bard duo, Kess and Kellen, as they are called.
Or maybe Kellen and Kest. We're not too sure anymore. Like, the rumors are getting confused.
Oh yeah, was it Kellen and Kess? I forget.
It was Kess and Kellen to start with. There might be a change coming up.
Probably not, though.
Or maybe they're gonna even name their band Devotion. Who knows?
Oh yeah, that's true. It should have been.
Or maybe Random
and
Acts of
also,
Kindness.
I was thinking that Kellen's name should have been spelled with one N to look more elfy. So I kind of am debating that as well.
An L?
Yeah, instead of K-E-L-L-E-N, it should be K-E-L-E-N.
Oh yeah, that's
Or
true.
K-E-L''E-N.
Ooh, like Kal-El, kind of.
Kellen.
yeah.
Hello.
We'll see. We might secretly make that change later. But they have a nemesis, the Koibu Chorus, spelled with dual Ks.
Mm-hmm.
Idiots. And they only sing Gregorian chant, but they're fighting for a lot of the same gigs that Kess and Kellen are fighting for. But all of that is against the backdrop of the fact that Kess is... Oh crap, I forgot Trump's character's name again.
Random.
Ransom.
Ransom.
Not random. That's what I was going to say. Was Ransom. Yeah.
I've been calling him Random all week.
Yeah. So Kess is dating Ransom, and Kellen is dating Olivia, and their parents are kind of rude because their parents are elves and they look down on humans because they have shorter lifespans, and that offended Kess and Kellen because they think their parents are closed-minded, and so they said, "We don't need you. We can go be our own act. We don't need the family act. We can do our own thing." And the parents were like, "Oh yeah, you'll come back soon enough because we're elves and we live forever. But we'll see. We'll see if we will. We're striking out on our own." And Olivia and Kellen are in newfound love, and Ransom and Cass have been together for a while. Yeah, there's a lot more, but
Cool. Well, we left off with a wedding party that you guys had kind of crashed, that then got recrashed or double crashed by a troop of hobgoblins.
oh yeah.
One of the wedding party was slain. The bride-to-be was wounded but recovered. And you guys ended up spending the night in their village, which, let's take a look at the map, everybody. Their village, which is right about here. Right about... There's the dot. Right about
and
there.
we're going to the slop trough. Is that what it's called?
Right. The slop trough is in a town to the north called Evermond. In fact, it is this town right up here.
I don't know if I wrote down Evermond.
I don't think we had decided where it was last time. I think we had left it in an unknown village, and it now has a name.
Awesome. Because Slop Trough is the place that you play when you're a big deal. in the bard scene.
That's the slop. So you guys are
Yes.
currently here. You have to pass through Half Hill and then up to Slop Trough because this waterway is a few hundred feet below the earth. It's a big kind of drop off into the salt water down below. It's not very passable. So why don't we pick up on the morning of the next day after you have all rested with your halfling friends? Or
Okay. Before we wake up, Albert, or not Albert, let's see. Olivia, do you have a spare... Man, I forgot. I cast a bunch of these.
Spell of making you feel better.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I have 2 orisons left.
Okay, well, if you're not going to use them anyways, they might as well go on me. I have some battle wounds, you see.
Of course. And then I spend 2 minutes awkwardly massaging your shoulders.
Thank you. Great.
I don't know how our better halves feel about that, but that's what's going on.
you guys are friends, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, to be honest, let me be in character here. I spent 2 minutes not awkwardly massaging his shoulders. It's probably awkward for the others, but like I'm just going for it. It's like I'm embracing the massage experience.
Kellen says to Cass, it's really nice that they can be friends.
It's like almost sensual, but just the shoulders. Right?
Like really platonic friends, both of them. It's like really nice, don't you think?
So nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys finish up here. Unless there's something that you want to say to your halfling friends, we can kind of gloss over that. They'll feed you, set you off in the morning, point you in the direction of Half Hill, and wish you good luck on your journey.
Neil, what would be the equivalent of leaving them with, like, you know how when you're a starting out musician and you stand on the corner and you give out your album and you like ask people to listen to it? What would be the equivalent of leaving them with like a copy of our album?
And there's not really an equivalent. You might play them a song before you go.
I play them our signature song. Shadows in the... No. Thoughts.
Let me
Hold
see.
on.
I got this.
Thoughts on a brick road in the dark of night. Isn't that it?
Feelings on a brick road.
You know, I speak in halfling. It is customary to give parting gifts to those who have done you a great favor.
You say that to the halflings?
In halfling. But yes.
I don't understand it.
I don't know.
The groom looks at you. He's like 3 feet tall, so he's looking way up at you. And says in halfling, I suppose so. I suppose we might owe you a little more than a night in our loft. I have just the thing. He darts off and comes back with a mule. He gives gives the mule a pat on the flank, which is about his head height.
Awesome gift. Well
And says, "This here is Dicey. She's a good mule. She'll serve you well as she served us. You can find the saddlebags are just out next to where your bed was. Go ahead and toss them on her. And she's a little hard of hearing, and she's a little stubborn, but she's a good one. She'll treat you right."
I love her. Oh my gosh.
Have been carrying much too heavy a load, so this will help a lot. Thank you.
Oh my
I started
God.
unloading like all my rope and
Baby,
things
we're
I'm-
getting our pet.
Oh my gosh. I love her. She's our child.
Yes.
I tell the rest of the group, look at how nice this group of halflings are. They are gifting us a mule for our
That's really nice. Did you ask them for that? I look up at Ransom.
Of course he didn't. Who would do such a thing to these poor little terrified creatures? They're just such generous beings.
They're so generous, I say, kind of sidestepping the question. Yes.
Thank you so much. What was his name? The guy, the groom's guy that killed the little troll thing?
Oh, the best man?
Yeah, Joseph?
Oh, wasn't Ronald, was it? Frank,
Oh no, not Joseph, you're right. Was it
Johnny.
Frank? Anyway, that guy. Tom? No, not Tom, that's the flirty guy.
I forgot
Anyway,
his name.
that guy
Mhm.
who killed the evil character alongside me and who just gave us the duel, I'm like, you rock! Insert guy's name here.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy go for the little high five. Kind of a low five for me. Though.
Yeah. It's Ransom, why don't you mark down your mule's HP, which is 10. You can mark it on the second page of your character sheet.
How come it's his mule?
The mule was given to him.
Dang.
Who's our
Oh.
I'm writing it down too.
Okay.
No, it's your mule.
I look to the group of halflings and I kind of like give them my thanks because I can't really communicate. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What's the AC?
From what
13.
I remember of you, Cass, are you any good with animals?
Yes, I'm very good with animals.
Cass, my dear, I know that you have an affinity for animals. Would you take care of Dicey?
I would more than glad to. And I walk over to the animal and I immediately pet him. And like kind of like give him like we're okay. We'll take
He
care
kind of leans into it, like a mule does, like a horse does, really.
Is it a she? Female?
She leans
Yeah.
into it. Thank you.
Do you have animal handling as well, Cass?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. And off you guys go on your way to the slop trough in order to have the best show that you can. First, you have to pass through Half Hill. And as you approach Half Hill, you notice that there is a wall built up. Many of you, I think all of you, have traveled this road before. And this is a new wall. It's well outside of town, maybe a few miles outside of town. And it's like a big palisade wall, which is just like logs with sharpened spikes set into it, kind of running a good long distance. And you see kind of leading towards the wall is a line of people, maybe 40 or 50 people long, along the path.
What do they seem to be doing?
Just standing in line, and you can see way down at the front, once you get close enough, there are a couple of soldiers, and there's just this queue lined up out in front of it. Looking down the path the other way, you see, some people coming down in this direction, slowly but surely.
Olivia, this is a perfect gathering for us to tell people about the band.
You are right. We should organize an impromptu concert.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You're so smart.
Yeah! And then I start kind of jumping a little bit around.
Should we find out what these people are waiting for, though? So we're not I want to know what tone to play, like if it's party, if it's sad. So we should find out what they're waiting for.
Let's get with the mood. I think that's smart. Let's go mingle with the crowd. Find out what they're about. Hopefully not freaking Gregorian chant. Am I right?
Ew, the worst.
It's the worst.
So last decade.
Yeah, it is.
So, you meet up with this line of people and start asking them what they're about. And it appears that this is a border setup that has been recently constructed. And most of these people are fleeing the northern forest and trying to head down into Misscliks, which is a whole separate country. And this here is the border patrol keeping these... It's hard to decide whether they're immigrants or refugees. They're fleeing a dangerous situation, so I think you're probably leaning towards refugees. This is set up to kind of screen these people and make sure that everyone's okay that's coming through, and that they're not bringing disease, and that they have food or they have skills to come, and they're not just going to flood into the country. And so this big wall is set up, and all these peasants are standing in line, just hanging out and waiting. It's only about 40 people long. There's some carts pulled by oxen. Yeah.
You know what it is? It's probably these people are fleeing from that dragon that's not Brimstone the Fire Incarnate, but is also a red dragon.
Does it look like there's a separate entryway for people who aren't refugees?
Nope. It looks like there's one entryway between the walls, and you notice there's a couple of guards out front. Actually, a 4 pair of guards with a couple of dogs.
Are they cute dogs?
Yeah, they're pretty cute. I mean, they're big dogs. They could be mean dogs, but right now they seem pretty happy. They're just kind of
Is the line moving?
Yeah.
At a quick enough rate that we won't be here forever?
Right, yeah, it's moving at a relatively reasonable rate. You'll probably be in line for half an hour, maybe an hour.
We can do the concert from the line.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I was thinking the other option is that, like, we get to the side of the line, then we play, like, a song or two, and then we try to play it up and be like, oh, cool band passing through, sorry, see us at the show.
Whatever you think, my darling. You're so smart. I just want to do whatever you think is best.
What do you guys think? Should we do the line, or should we try to skip it by playing amazing music?
I would be up for either option. It's up to you, band manager.
Oh. Well, I mean, let's just do one song and see where it takes us. Let's not be too cocky about this one. Kind of learned my lesson at the bar the other day.
I love that you're finally getting to be a captain by being there.
Not sure it's the best character to give ownership to, though, but it's cool.
Hey, I winked. I winked.
All right, so I guess we get to the side of the line, and I'm like, keep in mind the atmosphere, people. Those are refugees, so maybe a song about a new hope or something would be good for them. And a song about acceptance for the guards, you know.
So you don't think we should play our hit? Feelings on a brick road in the dark of night?
Maybe as a second song. I think we
Okay.
should go for a more hopeful song for the first one.
So maybe like Flower Petals in the Rain?
Yeah! Yeah, let's go
Okay.
with Flower Petals in the Rain. Hey everybody from the line! I know you're having a tough day, but I think that this amazing band, Cass and Kellen, is gonna be able to cheer you up while we wait in line. So let's have a demo of our gig that we're gonna be doing really soon inside the city over there. Give it
Get
up
out my loot.
for Cass and Kellen with the song Flower Petals in the Night.
In the rain! In the rain! We have like a beach that's like yeah. There you go, perfect. And it's like the rain on the petals reminds me to hope.
Hope!
Hope!
Hope, people! Hope!
And then, various repetitions of that theme.
Excellent. Can I get charisma checks from the two of you?
Yeah. My charisma is super good. I can't remember what it is. Oh, there we
What
go.
about my speech? Do I get a charisma check too?
Oh yeah, she gave a good promo speech.
I mean, everyone's just standing there listening. Your promo speech
should
definitely
give us
drew their
assistant.
attention.
She should be aiding our
Like plus
charisma.
one or something. I gave them like a preparation speech to get them hyped up. I was trying to have some empathy.
Maybe like we get to re-roll because of her.
There is scattered applause for your show. It appears that Kess is maybe a little distracted by something. Her timing wasn't coming out quite right.
I think that Kellen was a bit pitchy too.
Maybe.
He's trying too hard to impress Olivia.
Yeah.
But then he kind of sees that that's not well received, so he's like, okay, now time for the big one. And he pulls out Feelings on a Brick Road in the Dark of Night, which I should have gone back and memorized the lyrics to from last time. What was that line that you really liked, Jen? Like, I know that you feel, I feel.
Yeah, I
feel.
and I know that you feel nice, light and dark together.
Yes,
Are
that's what it is.
together. dragon. Chuvero show last night. I have that too.
Yeah. So I
think
end with the
that
big
dragon.
dragon.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second round of charisma checks, Kess and Kellen. There
Oh
we
my
go.
gosh.
That's
Heaven's
better.
sake. It's 1 point better.
Ooh, all right.
Wow.
Oh wow, that applause sounds better.
Way better. I'll take it.
All right. The crowd seems to be pleased with your 2 sets of music, but the guards are calling for the line to move forward, and you guys are maybe 3 people from the front now. You can
All right,
see.
so we wave and blow kisses. Thank you. We'll be at the slop trough.
Oops. You guys can see into this little encampment that they've got going here that's set up. There's a road that runs through the middle. Then there's a bunch of tents for all the soldiers to live in or sleep in, as well as a few like command posts and a small stable in the back. Right before you are a few folks in line, and these 4 guards, 2 of them with dogs. And the guards are looking up and down the line very suspiciously. They definitely watched your performance, but they didn't applaud. And now they're giving you a look over, like a, what are these folks all about sort of look.
I walk up to them with flowers and I hand them flowers, each a flower, and I say, "Good day to you."
Takes a flower.
And I give them like the biggest smile ever, like just warming their heart.
You're awfully cheery for someone whose home's being devastated by a dragon.
Well, it's a great day to be alive. You know, we have our health, and that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, our homes didn't get devastated by dragons.
You're not fleeing the mighty blue dragon?
No, we were actually just passing through to go to this concert we're supposed to do here at the local bar. The
Slop trough.
Slab Trot. Yes, exactly.
That's right. Or who knows? Maybe adventure calls.
Well, I'm sure the captain will have questions for you. Jimmy, why don't you take him back in? Show him what's what. One of the guards, without a dog, leads the 4 of you to this large command tent right here. You get brought inside, and there's a large table behind which sits an officer. There's a patrolman standing on the side, just kind of observing things. Jimmy steps out to give you guys alone time with the commander in here.
Did everyone go through this process?
Yeah, it seems that each group gets brought to the tent, interviewed, leave the tent, and then leave out the other area. And then the next set of people come in and do that. So it's a single, like an interview process for each group that comes through. So the commander's in here. He's sitting down, doesn't even get up when you enter. Motions to the 6 seats in front of you for you to take a seat. Leans in and says, "So, you all don't look like peasants. You there, with the sword. What's your story?"
Halberd?
Me? I don't have a sword.
I have a halberd.
Halberd, yes. You there, with the...
We're all like, what sword?
Which Albert?
With the halberd. What's your story? You some sort of guardsman?
Oh, no. I'm a blacksmith, and of course what you're seeing here is my finest work. I'm looking to perhaps use this work to go adventuring sometime. For now,
Adventuring? Well, why don't you stick around and join up? We could use a good soldier, especially one that knows how to make his own weapons. That's a very valuable trait.
The sedentary guard post life isn't for me.
Oh, it wouldn't be sedentary guard posts. The army could use a man like you. You'd be all over. You'd travel. You'd see the whole world. You'd visit mysterious places, make fantastic weapons, fight monsters, save princesses or princes or gnomes, for Christ's sake. I don't know. We could really use a man of your talents around here, and, well, they don't really seem to be that wealthy. They can't be paying you that much.
Well, I'm going to be slaying dragons soon, so I doubt you can match that pay. Perhaps I'll go take care of this dragon problem you guys have in time.
We can, you an educated boy? You know how to read and write?
I'm afraid not.
I could teach you, make an officer out of you.
I look around at these guys, wondering what's going on here.
Sounds like one of the skills I should have taken. Anyways, well, I am currently traveling with some very important people. Would you take them on as well?
I don't know. Do you guys have any skill sets the military could use?
I'm not much of a fighter. I'm more of a lover.
Yeah, definitely couldn't use you.
That's fine. I have a gig to play anyway.
Bards, get out of my tent. But if you ever change your mind, you come on back here. We can, it's hard to find good soldiers who are smart and good with a weapon and have a trade to fall back on.
Is your character good looking, Trump?
You want to do a hotness roll for him?
If you want, or you can just decide. It's up to you.
I decided he's a tall blacksmith. He's got some blacksmithing scars. He's okay.
Well, I'll say it
Kinda
anyway.
muscly.
So when they're like giving him a bunch of compliments, I'll just throw in like, and pretty good looking.
Fine. Jimmy, take him out, he calls. And as quickly as you were brought into the tent, you were brought out and through the area and into Half Hill, which you can see from where you are now. Half Hill is a sleepy little town. Not a lot going on in it. It's maybe 1,000 people strong, just barely larger than a village. It's a half mile from where you are, and you can be there in like 15 minutes.
Great. Were we going? Oh, that's the place with the tavern, right?
No. It's just the next town along the way to the place with the tavern. The place
Can
with
we make it to the place with the tavern, or is this like
Not tonight. No, it's going to be a multi-day journey to get there.
Do we know anyone in Half Hill from our bard travels?
Ooh, good question. Why don't one of you make a charisma check? Just one of you.
Mine's 16. What's yours?
Mine is, I believe it's 15.
Okay, I'll do it.
And we're due for some good rolls now, right?
Yeah, please.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, you do know a few people in Half Hill. There's a couple of bars. I'm sorry, a couple of taverns in here.
Do I have a similar arrangement with them as I do with whatever his name was? Rufus? No, not Rufus. The other bard. Or the other barkeep. I don't know.
Wasn't it Rufus?
No, Rufus was the slop trough.
Okay. Yes. I think that's just kind of a standard arrangement with traveling bards. If you're going to stay and play for a while, play for a couple of hours or so, then you can get some food and drink and spend the night, as long as it helps to, bring in folks.
Okay.
You're coming through here. It's only noontime, which means you could play all night, maybe make some extra money on top of that, or you could move on and camp out in the woods tonight. What do you guys want to do?
May as well stay and make some
travel. Are we away?
You are 36 miles. No, 35 miles from the next town.
Well, we barely traveled. If we continue on, we can make it to the next. We can make it to our destination tomorrow.
Whatever you think, Ransom. And I kind of let him lead this time.
No time like the present. Are we agreed, Kellen?
I feel like I'd really just like to workshop flower petals in the rain because I feel like it fell kind of flat and I don't want it to do that once we get to the slop trough.
Well, nothing I like more than hearing your performances while on the road.
Okay, I guess if you don't want to make any money, that's fine. Let's go.
Okay. You guys set out from Half Hill, up through the hills, and then north along the canal. You're gone on the road for maybe 4 or 5 hours when you come across a small little bar set up on the side of the path. It's really nothing big here. It's a makeshift tavern. There's no walls, just some branches that support a canopy of cloth, and a bar that's been created by placing some long planks on 2 sets of stacked casks of ale and wine. In front of that sits a few stools, and there's a bunch of goods piled up on the back of a wagon that kind of sticks into this shaded area. There's a barman back there pouring drinks for people, and maybe 6 patrons sitting in front in the stools. Looks like there's a group of 3, 2 people that are there together, and then an individual on their own.
I quickly nudge Kellen. I'm like, look, there's people. We should practice.
All right, that sounds good. Let's
Okay.
do it. What song should we play?
Well, why don't we practice the one we fell a little short on earlier?
Okay, let's do Flower Petals in the Rain. And just remember to keep it up tempo this time, and I'll make sure my voice is more warmed up.
So while you're saying this sort of thing, one of the women from the woman from the group of 2 starts coming over, looking at Kess. Kind of nudges herself a little bit closer and intrudes in your physical space.
Oh, hello.
Hi
May I
there.
help you?
Yeah, you're certainly. I've never met an elf as pretty as you.
Oh, well, thank you. And I blush a little and I back away just towards Kellen just a tiny bit.
She takes like a step forward. So, are you a traveling worker?
Yes, me and my brother here, Kellen, are
Oh.
aboard. And my boyfriend over there, Ransom, and his girlfriend, Olivia. Nice to meet you. And
I wink at the lady.
And I hold my hand out so she doesn't get any closer to me. Hold my hand out to shake it.
She takes your
Yeah.
hand and kind of gives it a gentle kiss and goes, "So, if you're looking for work, we could maybe work something out."
I get closer to her and I kind of grab her by the shoulder. I'm like, which type of work are we thinking here?
Oh, she
Can I
blushes
go?
and kind of ducks her head. Oh, it's so rare to see elves around here. I was hoping maybe you had a little time for me.
Yeah,
would love
everyone
to
can
play
listen to
all
our
of
music. Yeah,
Of course.
it's like
Are you?
Is that the elven way? Is to have everyone listen in?
I have the best news for you. Indeed, we are going to put on quite a performance.
Oh, I don't know if I'm up for performing. I was just really hoping just the one elf and me.
Oh,
you
so
want
you're
like an
looking
autograph
for
or something.
Like a private performance? Private show.
I don't know what you call it in your foreign lands here, but she pulls out some gold coins and stacks them in her hand. We have a tent just back there, and I could take a half hour of your time, maybe, miss?
To perform? And I hold up my ocarina.
I think she wants you to perform. I think you should.
I think maybe I have the wrong elf in mind. Excuse me. And she ducks her head, like turning a bright red, and scurries back to the bar.
Man, these yuppies just trying to get like this private performance. It's like, don't you know that music is for the people? It's not about you. Like, don't you know?
Right, Kellen?
Oh,
What are they
come on.
thinking?
Loosen a little. I'm sure you would have fun giving a private performance to this young lady. She seems really nice.
If I
know
gave private,
enjoy our private performances.
ew, ransom, gross.
What? You give them to us all the time.
Oh, that's true. I do. I thought you meant something else, but I was just being silly. I'll get my mind out of the gutter.
Anyways, let's give these people a show they won't forget, shall we?
Yes, let's get there.
Yeah, let's give them a show they won't forget. And then I kind of grab like Kellen, and I'm kind of like dancing sexy around. I'm like, yeah, a show they won't forget.
Kellen's like
How
really
we're-
into that, but not a very sexy dancer. He's kind of like awkward about it.
When we perform and I give kind of a look to the girl who came up with the gold coins, is she encouraged to tip from that? Because she was embarrassed. So maybe she tips some gold instead to our
Well, we'll see.
performer.
So you guys kind of come up nearby. There's not really a stage for you to work on. The people at the counter all turn as they see the musical instruments come out, and you guys prepare to give a show. And you start performing as you do. And immediately the reaction on the people's face kind of goes from interested to, and they turn back to the bar and
What?
continue drinking.
Without even us doing a charisma check?
Yeah, you guys have barely just started the show, and they're already turning their backs to you and, focusing on the other side and going back to their conversation.
Hey, that's not very polite. Listen up to this wonderful performance. I kind of tell them.
Why don't they like it?
I'm
The
gonna
single
go- Go
the
ahead.
single patron turns to look at you, and they're like, "All right, I'll pay attention," sort of way.
I'm gonna go like in the group and try to understand why they don't care.
So you come up to the bar and you overhear that trio talking. They seem to be talking about a musical performance they saw just earlier that day that
No.
rocked their world.
No.
And then I hear that and I'm like, hey, sorry to intrude. Which band was it?
Oh my god, Secundus. Have you heard Secundus?
No, who are they? Where did they come from?
I thought it
Dude.
was going to be Koibu Chorus. I was really sad.
Dude, Secundus is amazing. It's Guy Claypool and Bash Rockstorm, and they are fantastic.
What did they do? What did they play?
Well, Guy Claypool, he's got this deep bass voice, and Bash Rockstorm, he's got a traveling drum set. Dude, have you heard their song Little Timmy's Kitty?
Wait.
Neil's just trying to
No.
distract us from the Koibu Chorus, and it's not going to work.
Timmy's.
Little
Kitty.
Timmy's Kitty.
Was it like a rock song or like a sad song?
I don't even know. It's a new sound that I've never heard before. I don't even know how to qualify it. Like those guys over there, they're not bad or anything. They've got a kind of unique sound going on. But like, dude, Secundus. Oh my god, that music changed my life.
Were they upbeat or like slow?
No, they were. There's got to be a word for it. They were funky, man.
Funky.
They were funky.
Oh, I see.
They
So
had
Helen
this
is
song.
specifically not paying attention to this, like really trying not to listen.
Kind of sexy?
No. Oh man, did you? So you've never heard of Secundus before?
No, I really want to hear them now. I'm trying to
man.
understand what with this new wave going on.
It was just like I couldn't stop listening. It was so good. I put down my beer even. It was fantastic.
Damn.
They
That's
had like
crazy.
Billy was a jockey. Dude, that song changed my entire life. I don't even think about horses the same way anymore. Like, wow, man. Anyway, I think he said he was headed up to what's that town up there? Up to Evermond or something. He came by earlier this morning.
What did they look like?
Which one, Guy or Rock? I'm sorry, Guy or Bash?
Both of them.
Well, Guy Claypool is the lead singer, and he's kind of got like a thin face with high cheekbones and like a little salt and pepper goatee and a little mustache and a tight little hat that he wears, little cap, and a red bow tie. Yeah.
That's cool.
Hmm.
What about Bash Rockstorm?
He's a bigger fella with a vest and a top hat and a pair of
Wow.
glasses. And of course his drums.
Yeah, and the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested now. Maybe I'll try to find them someday. Sounds like fun.
Dude, they're the best. These guys should probably take lessons.
Apparently so. It's really too bad that you're not enjoying them. My boyfriend plays in that band. Maybe we can learn something here about, like, funkiness.
Yeah. Anyway, hold on. This is nice meeting you, miss. He turns back to his group of people.
And as, like, he heads back, I, like, kind of just, like,
These guys weren't shy about this conversation, so
Yeah.
I think
No,
everyone
like,
in the
as he
area
walks-
overheard it.
Oh, but yeah, as he walks off, I kind of just, like, grab his butt a little bit.
Whose butt?
The guy I just talked to.
What? Do I see this?
Like
Make me a
little
perception check, Kellen,
Pinch. Like a little pinch.
to see if you notice. And I have to see what his reaction is as well.
It's not like a like. It's like it's more of a playful like pinch than like a sexy like grab. I don't know how to describe it better.
Sure. He jumps out of his chair and spins around, knocking it over on the ground. Like, what the hell was that?
I start laughing.
He slowly
And I
picks
go
his
away.
chair up, moves to the other side of his friends, so when he sits down facing them, he can keep his eyes on you, and settles down in for his drink.
Did I not see it?
No, you rolled a 17. You must have been looking somewhere else at that moment in time.
Okay.
So while this little conversation is going on, Ransom, you notice that girl from earlier who was trying to bribe Kess is still looking at her. And the guy that she's with is kind of, egging her on a little bit, giving her like a ribbing with his elbow and like, yeah, you can't quite hear what they're saying. But you notice the woman's like, okay, nods, and like slowly gets up and starts walking sideways, kind of off to the edge, and then starts walking around.
I kind of nod at her. Wonderful performance, isn't it?
She stops like after leaving the area. Goes, oh, yeah, definitely. Lovely entertainers.
That's right. I can't believe how lucky I am to have met her.
I thought you were the human's boyfriend. Isn't that what she introduced you as? This is my brother and his girlfriend and her boyfriend?
No, I believe you misheard. Those two, I point towards the elves, are brother and sister, and I am the one that you've been requesting the performance from. I'm her boyfriend.
Oh. She deflates a little. I see. I take it then she's not open to new arrangements.
No, of course she is. We're about to go off to the tavern in order to make an arrangement.
She kind of shuffles up to you and says in a low voice, so what is the hourly rate for the pretty young elf?
I do some thinking. What are usual rates for performances of music?
Yeah, really depends on your audience and how much you think you can get away with. A silver an hour would be for a fairly standard engagement. If you were going to play for nobles, you might do a gold an hour.
Well, we have places to go. That said, I suppose we could humor you with a private performance for.
You keep
gold?
using that word performance. I don't think it means what you think it means.
No, I'm pretty sure I know what the word means. Do you know what the word means?
She's a working girl, right?
If that's what you call a performer, yes. One
She's
who performs an instrument?
I guess I'm a little confused, but okay. Never mind. And she goes and sits back down again. The guy, Jib, rubs her, or elbows her a little bit, and she shakes her head and looks away. No. And their whispering continues. Meanwhile, Kess and Kellen, go ahead and make me a set of charisma checks for your song and show.
How many songs do we play? 5?
I don't know. How many songs did you want to play? 5 is good. Ooh, you are on point, Kess.
Yeah,
You're
we
hella on
practiced
point.
earlier.
Oh my god, you guys are both on point. It is a
So that was
fantastic
the-
performance.
That was the replay of Flower Petals in the Rain because we were trying to get that one right. So that's what we played. And then I think we probably went to like, we were feeling that they weren't liking it. So maybe we did the duo of pound the table, sing the song, and throw your drinks in the air.
Yeah. And then I went to you guys and whispered that you should probably try one of your more funky sounding songs because apparently this crowd likes funky music.
Do you think Shadows in the Dark is funky?
Yeah, maybe you can give it a little twist too, you know, like round those notes up.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll play Shadows in the Dark. And then, the crowd pleaser, we'll just like finish it out with Feelings on a Brick Road in the Dark of Night. Wow,
Oh
I'm
my
on
god.
fire.
You just burned through all of your good rolls for the day, Anna.
Yep, but
On
it
an
was for
ungrateful
for the
audience.
music.
Yeah.
For the music.
Yeah, a true artist here. The audience was tepid, Maybe some polite applause.
On my low numbers of the performances, I was just a little bit more quiet because I knew I was still practicing those songs.
Right, yeah. It's a legitimate argument. All right. Eventually, you guys feel that you've played your welcome, that the audience here is not going to give you any more attention, and they're not putting out any money for you. And
What about the keeper, the barkeep?
He gives you a smile and serves you drinks, but he doesn't give them to you on the house, and he doesn't tip.
Wow, tough crowd.
I thought we had an arrangement.
No, this is the random bar along the road.
Oh, okay.
The makeshift one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
You guys
freaking
finish up.
Youngus. Horrible band.
You guys finish up, head out, and have to make camp for the night because you're not quite at Evermond, but you'll be there the next day for certain. And with that, why don't we go to our first break, and we'll see everybody on the other side in just a few minutes. So see you later.